Hey everybody, it's Steve. A while ago, I bought this cool little laser for under $100, and I have been amazed at both its features and its performance for that low of a price. But just recently, I got this new U-King 3D animation laser, and it's definitely budget friendly. You can check it out at the link below. And although it's a little more expensive than this one, it works very, very differently. Well, which one's best for you? In this video, I want to unbox them, and then I want to compare their features side by side, and then quickly take you through each of their menu controls and DMX channels, and then finally watch them side by side with the Hazer going. Both of these units are small and lightweight at under 5 pounds and easy to hang on a truss or light stand. They both have metal cases, DMX in and out, and menu controls with LED displays for setting their functions. They also both have small cooling fans. The U-King has an on-off switch and a knob for adjusting the sound sensitivity of the microphone when you're in sound active mode. And on the front, it has this beam blocker, which is a feature that you'll see on more professional lasers, and it lets you control or block the limit of your laser beams for safety. Units like this are usually called 6-beam or 6-lens lasers. This one has 6 channels of DMX Control, as well as a sound active and an auto mode. And it's got 3 lasers, a red, a green, and a blue one that combine to make these patterns. And the way it works is the lasers get projected through rotating lenses that break up the beams and make these crazy patterns. And with DMX Control, you can control the output of the lasers as well as the speed and the rotation of the lenses. So depending on the way that you combine them, you can create some pretty nice effects. The menu controls on the 6-beam laser are pretty involved, and you can see them explained in detail if you click on the link above or in the description. But basically, here you're able to set the DMX channel, the speed and the direction that the motors turn each of the lasers, how the different colored lasers combine with each other, an auto mode, and 2 different sound active modes. This laser is usually referred to as an animation or a 3D projection laser. Now this one only costs about $135. You can get it at the link below. But it works similar to the way that much more expensive lasers work. Inside of it, there's an optical scanner, which is basically 2 mirrors that spin in front of the laser beams. And it's controlled by software to create these simple patterns. It also has a red, a green, and a blue laser, but in this one, they combine together to create a whole variety of colors. And I couldn't find any reliable information for how powerful these lasers are in milliwatts, but they're pretty bright. This one also has 6 DMX channels, but you can go into the menu controls and you can put it into a 34-channel mode, where you really can have very detailed control of all its functions. And it comes with this handy little infrared remote control where you can control a lot of the features wirelessly without having to use a DMX controller. The menu controls on the U-King are actually a lot simpler, and they're more intuitive, although it took me a long time to figure it out from reading the user manual. But basically, when you power it up, it's in 34-channel DMX mode, and you set the starting address by hitting these up and down buttons and then enter to save. And when you hit menu again, now you're in 6-channel mode. You set the DMX starting address in the same way, enter to save. When you hit the menu again, now it's going to cycle through all the different beam effects. And these effects are designed to look great with the Hazer going, which you'll see in just a minute. When you hit up, you're going to go into a mode where now it's going to cycle through all the different animation effects. And with one more push of the button, it's now going to cycle between the animation effects and the beam effects. I'm going to go back to the beam effects. Now in the beam effects, or any of those three functions, when you hit enter, you're going to see this dot appear, and now you're in sound active mode. And in sound active mode, it's going to progress to the next pattern in the sequence. And you can control the microphone sensitivity with this knob here. Now, it comes with this remote control, and it basically is designed to control many of these functions as well as set the colors of the lasers. But I found the buttons are kind of flimsy and it doesn't really work that reliably, so I wouldn't really depend on this for any mission critical jobs that you would be doing with the laser. If you want more precise control of these guys, you need to go to DMX Control and use a DMX controller like my trusty Lixida Show Designer. So with this one plugged into DMX, I can show you that DMX Channel 6 is going to control the blue laser, 5 the green laser, 4 the red laser. So I'm going to bring them all up, and if we go to Channel 3, that's going to be a strobing function. Channel 2 is going to control the speed and direction of the motors. And Channel 1 is going to put it into sound active and different auto modes. We're going to turn this one on. So on it, there's a 6-channel mode and a 34-channel mode. I'm going to keep it in 6-channel mode because we don't want this video to go on forever. So Channel 1 just simply turns it on and off. So we'll leave it on. Channel 2 is going to pick static modes in the lower values, and in the medium to high values, it's going to pick auto and sound active modes. But we're going to keep it in its more static modes for showing how the other channels work. On Channel 3, in the lower functions, you're going to see all the different animations, and if you set it to a higher value, you're going to see the beam effects. We'll go ahead and go back to the animations, and now if you go to Channel 4, you're going to be able to go in and pick those specific animations depending on what DMX value you're sending it. And I have to say, for a $135 laser, these animations look pretty darn good. Okay, so now if we go back to picking the beams, beam mode, it's the same thing. If you go to Channel 4, you can choose the different animations depending on what value you're sending. Now, on certain of these beam effects in the lower values, their speed can be controlled with DMX Channel 6. So like on this one, you can speed it up or slow it down depending on what value you're sending from Channel 6. I'm going to try and show that a little better. It can be sped up or it can be slowed way down. And then the last thing is, most of these stock patterns, or almost all of them, are in 4 color. So let me find one that shows it in 4 color. But if you go to Channel 5, you can just pick individual static colors. So you can pick a blue or a yellow and just set it to one particular static color. This little laser looks good. In fact, amazingly good for under $100. But it has basically one predetermined look based on the lenses that the lasers project through. If you've got a little more budget, this laser has a lot more to offer, and it works the same way that professional high-end lasers do. But don't expect the little remote or the user manual to help you very much. Now let's watch them both in the dark with the Hazer going. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.
you.